Welcome back, Panther fans. I'm here with the Ryan Graham,
Hey, y'all.
that Tim Thurber, and this is
State
the state of Atlanta.
Cheers.
God, that's what that facial feels like.
Boy.
Colder
Like
than I would have imagined. Oh my God. So, welcome back, guys.
We made it.
Woo.
I'm just gonna go ahead and set the statement, the precedence, whatever you want to call it. I've had a few drinks tonight.
Man, I wish I was in your boat, you know?
Well, I have about 3 hours of dance before this, and I took a bunch of beer up there with me. A lot of Mac beer. Thanks, Mac, for sponsoring my dance time. And I drank it all.
So
I drank all of it. I drank all of it.
You were dancing and drinking?
Maybe.
No, my daughters were dancing, and I was sitting outside on a little gravel patio with a picnic table drinking. But when I normally bring beer anywhere, I bring more beer than I intend to drink because I want it to help keep everything cold. I drink all of it.
Yeah.
Even the warmer?
Well, and I always figure, it's better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. So I always pack way more than I think I'm going to have too, because I just don't want to run out.
That's also part of it as well. But I was there for 3 hours. I think I packed like 9 or 10 beer. I drank it all.
Yeah, you said you were 8 deep about an hour ago, and I was a little worried about you.
Got a Panther.
Hey,
a Golden Panther.
Right that's like a limited edition now, right? You can't get that anywhere.
That's my last one.
Are they done so?
I don't know. Max said that he had a hard time getting it from the wholesaler last time, so that we weren't able to get the Mac beer this last weekend because I waited too long to talk to him. I should probably reach out to him earlier this week. Anyhow, this is the last one I had in my stock. But all right, let's just get into it.
Do we have to?
Jimmy Madison came to town. Those purple-headed people eater.
And you know what? I will say right off the bat, they played some really terrible football. And just unfortunately, we played worse.
We were one step ahead.
Right. All right. Let's hear it. Ryan, you made a comment this morning when we were talking about this episode. Let's just get it out. Just air your grievances. Let's hear what you have to say.
McGee, go.
Boy, no, I mean, my biggest problem right now. So one, okay, yeah, I guess let's just set the stage, right? Because I've been saying that I felt like the out of conference was preseason, and that we were practicing and we were just getting our reps in and we were seeing what we had and figuring out things. And then we got into this James Madison game, and it's like all the same things, right? Like we had just over 100 yards of penalties for whatever reason. TJ Finley started. I don't understand. It doesn't make any sense to me, at least. I mean, yeah, no, he didn't throw any picks and he didn't fumble the ball. So he held onto the ball. That's good for him. But he did still have some like really weird plays. Like, I don't know. I just felt like he airs it out just like he's got zero accuracy, right? I mean, it's like it's insane. Like he's got a hell of an arm, but I don't know who he's throwing it to. And then he had this one weird play where he like ran backwards. He was like about to take a sack and he sort of got out of it, but then he ran backwards and he got sacked for even more, like 10 more yards than he would have been sacked for anyway. And I'm like, what, dude, I don't know what that is. That's
Mike Vick move.
That's terrible.
Right?
So yeah, I was really confused, but I'd like really though, Cam Brown had 4 pass attempts the whole game. And I'm like, this is your guy. And he completed 3 of them. So I'm like, what are we doing here? Like this guy is out there completing passes and running and getting touchdowns. He didn't get a touchdown in this game because he only had 4 pass attempts. But man, I'm like, what are we like? He has a bunch of touchdowns through the first 4 games. So why are we starting the guy who, I don't know, like can't hold on to the ball and makes all these weird mistakes? Like he just doesn't seem. He seems like TJ Finley is obviously better, more physically gifted. I think.
Sure.
I think it's obvious. But Cam Brown obviously executes better and it's like more efficient as a quarterback. I think Finley has a higher ceiling, but Cam Brown is realizing his talent where Finley doesn't seem to be doing it. So,
Tim, do you think there's some NIL contract behind the scenes that says that Finley gets more money if he doesn't start or something, or he doesn't get more playing time? Did they negotiate some kind of weird contract where Del McGee just feels obligated to start Finley.
I feel like I feel like McGee went out and got him and wants him to succeed and wants him to be the guy, right?
Well, I want him to succeed too. I want anybody that starts to succeed, but he's not doing it
at Georgia State.
Well, and we've got somebody who is executing, so that's what's confusing to me, And he got asked about it during the press conference, and he said some stuff about like, what did he say? He said they both bring something to the table, and you don't want to take one out and add the other, and like you don't want to like. And I'm like, and then I went and I looked at the stats, and I was like, what do you mean you don't want to take one out? Like you took Cam out basically. Like he played he played more than 4 plays, but he attempted 4 passes, dude. Like what? And 1 rush. I'm like, that's not. That you took him out of the game.
I don't like the 2 quarterback system in general. I don't think it works anywhere. It doesn't even work at P4 level, right? So what are we doing? Why are we trying to do it? Pick one, stick with one. If you really want to play 2 quarterbacks, fine. Throw him in there like 3 times a game. Maybe he's a good rusher or something like that, or maybe he's a decoy or whatever. Like do something like that, but pick one that's 99%.
Dude, have him kick field goals. He can't be worse.
Yeah.
He cannot be worse than our field goal kicker.
That was funny, though.
Crazy.
Well, that was funny.
Field goal. I mean, I almost just cussed because I was like, what did I just watch? Like, what was that?
Yeah, Tim, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Like, do like the Tim Tebow thing. When,
sure.
Tim Tebow was like shoehorned into the NFL. And I think when he was with Denver is who he was with. And it was like, all right, well, we had whoever I've never been a Denver fan. Denver had whoever they had as their quarterback, and they would get right to the goal line, and it's like, give it to Tim Tebow, and just let him like run left. And that was the Tim Tebow play as the 2 quarterback system. Yeah, it's weird. I don't get it. The fan support, and I know coaches should never listen to fans, but the fan support is overwhelmingly start Cam, play Cam the entire time. And to what you said, Ryan, about what Del McGee said in the press conference, and I applaud you for actually reading or watching it or reading the transcript, whatever you saw.
I watched it. Yeah,
was he made a comment because they were talking about Cam's quicker on his feet. He's a more mobile quarterback. It's like, well, what happens if we commit to Cam? What happens if he gets injured? In the second quarter, in the second half of the game,
yeah, Finley.
Who's our next Cam? And I'm like,
Finley.
Yeah, just
throw him in there.
You're already switching between 2 quarterbacks. Why does it matter if one gets? And he says he wants to keep Cam fresh.
For what?
But not if you're not playing him. Yeah, he's fresh as hell.
So
do you think that, Ryan? To your point, do you think that because you made your comment, you've been saying this since like the Ole Miss game that McGee's been holding back? Was Jimmy Madison still a holdback game? Like, and they're projected to win the conference. Let's go ahead and like hold it back 1 more week before we start unleashing the thunder.
I can't. If that was the choice, like can't justify it. I will critique that. Right before I was like, you know what? I guess out of conference play, I can see that happening. But if we held back just to let JMU win the conference, nah, well, f that.
Right. Seems like weird. That seems like a really weird flex.
Yeah, I don't like that. The thing is our defense did hold them scoreless through the half, right? And so that was fun to watch. It did feel like we were barely hanging on the whole time. It felt like we were just sort of barely doing it, and then it did get away from us.
We were one mistake from letting them score.
Yeah, exactly. And then we did that. And to me, like that second touchdown, I remember just being really pissed off because we actually did stop them on that drive. We stopped them. And there was a personal foul, and it was like egregious. And I'm like, what are we doing? And then they got
killed us this game, right?
And it was like 2 plays later they had a touchdown.
Yeah, JMU's not the team you can do all that stuff with, right? They're a solid team.
Yeah,
they're supposed to win the Sun Belt. Period. Done. Like if you're going to make all those mistakes and rack up all those penalties and get personal fouls the most inopportune times, you're probably not going to win. You're not going to win a football game. It's just not for you. But
we're the third worst in the FBS for penalty yards
for penalties.
Game. Third best, right? That's right. Yeah, third best.
We're going for the
third
lead.
leading
We haven't
the
made it there yet.
the
Yeah.
league. Give us time. Give us time. So, Tim, how are you feeling about this team after this game? Because, like, we did the out of conference slate. We won the FCS we were supposed to win. We lost the 3 games we were supposed to lose. Maybe not in the fashion we wanted to lose. We went into this game against the team that is expected to win. Everyone has picked, most people have picked Jimmy Madison to win the Sunbelt East at minimum, if not the whole thing. How do you feel about this team coming out of this game?
I mean, confused, honestly, because we had such a tough schedule, and then we roll into Jimmy John's U, who's supposed to be amazing. And then we go to App State, our nemesis, who just beats us because we'll beat ourselves first. And then they're also really good, but they're not as good this year. But still, then you get your rival game. It's like, I don't feel like I'm going to know where we're at until we hit South Alabama. And by then, the season's almost over.
Right.
I'm lost. Like, I wish we had South Alabama right after Vanderbilt. Coastal. Just intertwine them in between some of the, quote, more power teams in the conference, or rivals, or teams that we can't beat. But like, we have the schedule we have. We have to play App.
Yeah, I actually, so, having App right now sucks just based off the history, but and I know they're coming off an Oregon State win, but I think we're facing probably the most vulnerable App State team we've seen since they've joined since we've ever played them. And I hate the term moral victories. I'll never buy into that scenario at all. But if there's a way to have a win within a loss, I think that's what we saw in this game against Jimmy Madison. Because
I don't want more of those.
we've played. Well, I don't want more of those at all. I want wins, straight up capital W's all the way. But we played really good teams. Ole Miss team ranked top 5. We played Vanderbilt, that's right there at it. Memphis, did Memphis finally get ranked, or did they lost to Louisville and lost their whatever? We've played 3 really good FBS teams, and then we played the team that was supposed to win the entire conference. And we played them better than we played anybody else this season. We played them better than we played Murray State. Jimmy Madison was a 16.5-point favorite going into that game. We lost by a touchdown, and they didn't score. I think, Tim, you posted the tweet on
6:18
on the thing. 6-something minutes into the third quarter before they ever scored in the game, and then they came back on that other one. I feel like it's kind of a win. It's not a scoreboard win. It's not going to change any record books or anything, but I feel like that's it's a coach's win. And going into Appy State here at homecoming, Appy State's not won a road game yet. Their only wins have been at home. They've not won a road game this season. I really, really, I know Ryan's going to pick Appy State to win this game because until we do it, we'll never do it. But I think we win this game, and I wouldn't be surprised if it's by, a couple of scores on this. I think this is the turning point for the team this season.
Wow.
I really believe that. And that's not just me trying to blow smoke.
You blow
based
enough
off what I
smoke.
saw, we got to get penalties under control. These pre-snap penalties and this other just fundamental kind of crap. We got to get that figured out. But I think we have a team that can really do some damage in the Sun Belt. I don't know if we get to bowl eligibility, but I think Appy, Trash Down South, I'll never pick us to lose that game. You got Coastal. You got Marshall's garbage this year. I think South Bama is a winnable game. Troy and ODU. I don't know who allowed them to be good, because that was always my perennial we beat them thing. I'm actually feeling pretty good about this week, and I'm feeling pretty good about the season based off what I saw this past week.
I mean, I could see us beating App. I can. I mean, I will say this, after leaving the game, I felt better about where we are now than if we had gotten blown out by Jimmy John's.
Right.
So I just don't like that it's App, even though I know they're more vulnerable this year, just because they're not the power they used to be. But I don't know. I don't know what to think about this team, man. It's tough. It's all tough.
I would like to see.
I just think. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, I just want us to pick a quarterback and keep with him as long as that quarterback is Cam Brown.
Can we pick a new field goal kicker too?
Just go for
we
two.
Probably don't have
Just
another one.
No, 4th down territory always. If you're
4th down territory is literally in the opposing team's 5, and then, or I guess our 5, however that works.
Yeah.
I've been drinking a lot.
I think my concern is really just at this point, and this is what I was texting you, and I think what you were alluding to before, I didn't ever actually get to, but I think coaching might be a problem, because not starting Cam, based on what we've seen, feels like what's happening there, like what choices are being made, what are you seeing that we're not? Because like you said, everyone sees Cam Brown kind of balling out, and we're like, why wouldn't we go to him when we're struggling? And then seeing like all those penalties and special teams just really it's like they don't exist. I mean, it's you get a good punt, and then the coverage is just bonkers shit, because they probably didn't expect you to kick the ball well. They probably thought it was going short, because it always is. So it's like I
That's what she said.
They rushed over 200 yards, and Appy has a very good rushing game, but I do want to give credit, because we did. It's like, it's not bend don't break, because we definitely broke at times, but we bent pretty far, I guess. I don't know. Maybe that metaphor is getting a little overused.
It's the least amount of points
the
they've
first time
scored, like outside of Louisville.
Yeah, no.
It's the least amount of points they scored. It is the first time in McGee's 1.5 season that we've not given up points at all in the first half,
which was amazing.
I mean, there were a lot of positive takeaways from this game in a loss.
That's the part that made me feel the best.
Guess I sort of walked away from there and said, I just watched 2 very bad football teams, and so it's like, you sort of like,
are they that bad?
It's like, it's hard to give credit.
I mean, they scored 45
really
against
football.
Weber State. They scored 31 against Liberty. They scored 35 against Southern. They could only muster 14. It's just because if they're like, it's Georgia State, we can probably half-ass this. I don't know. I don't think that's how they operate. I feel like our defense did do its job, not fully, but as much as they could. Our offense couldn't get a whole lot going. I mean, they shut down our running game, but guess what? They're like top 20 in the nation in stopping the run. So kind of made us a little more one-dimensional. I guess that maybe that's why our quarterback, Finley, running backwards sometimes, trying to be Mike Vick and get tackles for a loss.
Yeah, dude, you're not Mike Vick. He's built like a tight end. Like, I feel like he should be more like a Nick Arbuckle style, where he like lowers his shoulder and just tries to get like an extra yard and not run backwards like he's scared.
Yeah. I've got a question. Why is it whenever there's a quarterback that they don't think is ready for the next level of play, the immediate transition is tight end? That was Travis Kelce's thing. He was a starting quarterback for Cincinnati, and then he had his problems. And when he came back, he came as a tight end, and obviously he's been an insanely successful tight end. But anytime anybody talks about a quarterback, it's always like they'll never be a quarterback at the next level, but they could be a tight end. That's always like the position they go to, I guess, because you're not going to be an offensive lineman.
It probably requires a level of like intelligence. I don't mean that any kind of way about anybody else, but like to like know what's happening on the field, because you have to know the blocking schemes and know the routes and all that stuff.
Right.
And like the only other person on the field that knows it better than the tight end is the quarterback, probably. So that's probably where that comes in. But my comment was more just on build. Like he's kind of a bruiser. Like he can get through things. Like tight ends are bruisers. They're not like little guys. And that's all I was saying.
Yeah, like the little scrawny, like the 5'10", 180-pound guy that can run a 3-second 40 versus
like TDS had quarterbacks go to the NFL and they were running backs.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Well, yeah, because that's
because that's what they were.
They were really running
backs. That's what they were. They were running backs.
Yeah,
tiny little scrawny running backs. That
do you think if we could cut our penalties in half, we could win games like this?
That would be amazing. We might have won this game. I think we would have won this game if we started Cam Brown.
I'm with you as well.
I'm feeling a very aggressive trend from you, Ryan, for Cam Brown. I can't put my finger on it, but it is
Well,
intense.
Cam's dad did stop by the tailgate this week, and so we did talk to Cam's
We all-
dad for quite a
We
bit.
all think it should be Cam Brown.
By the way, I feel like Cam Brown's dad looks like he could probably play college football right now. He looks too young to have a college age son.
Super nice
Can
guy.
he? Wait,
Just
can
a
he?
really,
Amazing.
really
Can he?
super nice
Can he
guy.
kick field
Yeah.
goals? Can we get him in
Genuine.
there?
Please, anybody. Oh well, there's we didn't get that kid from College Game Day to come in there and kick a field goal for us. Yeah, no, we actually had some great fans, some players' families, some of their fans stopped by the tailgate this week. It was great to have some people stop by and just say hi, and most of them didn't even grab a beer. I offered a beer to everybody, not everybody took it, but Cam's dad was super
Yeah, he
cool,
was.
and we told him I think we're all three on
We did.
record before last week about being Team Cam Brown. We're not just saying this because we talked to his dad on Saturday.
No, and
but
we
he-
even told him too, because we were like, sometimes you get a little like you got a player parent come up to you, and you sort of like gotta, yeah, we love that guy, and like we, whatever, we might not
We're
have
like, no, we really
any
do.
opinion or
Yeah.
at all or whatever. I might not even know who that
Yeah.
guy is. But he came up and I was like, oh my God, I was like, so Cam's starting, right? And he was just like, I
No,
don't, nah, I'm
Yeah.
not
pretty
sure.
much.
And I'm like,
no.
you should be sure. I wish you knew that.
Well, and then his dad goes on to talk about his son and like how he feels about this 2-quarterback system, and he's just like, Dad, I just want to do whatever I need to do for this team. Whatever coach says is what I want to do, and I'm getting a free education out of this whole thing. I mean, he just like had the right attitude. He had the head on his shoulders of what college sports were supposed to be in the very beginning. Like, let me go play sports.
We get education
and get a college degree, and I'll go into my next thing. So obviously, Dad has done a fantastic job raising a fantastic son, and I really want to see him start the game and play four quarters. I mean, and be healthy throughout the entire season. I think he's the right guy. That's no disrespect towards Finley, or as Ryan called him, all tailgate Shipley. But
I don't know why I did that.
I want to see him out there playing.
You know, it would have been that's funny if the NCAA didn't allow Finley to transfer or denied him. Cam Brown would be our starter now.
Well, yeah, for sure. Because is Christian Veilleur even like dressing
No,
down
he's still
anymore?
there. Apparently, he's super positive still and like upbeat about the team. I don't know how he's doing it, but I think it's cool that he is.
It's also a great trait to have out of a leader is to be like that when you lose that starting gig.
No, if you're not going to be on the field, you can coach, and like you get in there and you watch all the film and you can give pointers, and like if
It's
maybe
like
you're not the most physically gifted, but like you can go out there and show people how to do it. You can help them out.
Coach Lance from Varsity Blues. He's on his crutches over there on the sidelines, telling Johnny Moxon what he's got to do. Nothing wrong with that. Just because Veilleure's not injured doesn't mean he doesn't know what the guy's gonna go out there and do. I think we beat App State, and I wouldn't be surprised if it's a convincing win. I think it could be a big win.
App and Southern are both pretty vulnerable this year teams. You got.
And the trash down south fan base is in complete disarray right now. Have y'all seen?
It's all over the place.
Their social media posts. Oh my god!
Not
they
Coach
hate
Helton.
Everything about. Oh my god, they hate him so bad. They may actually be cheering for Georgia State in that game down in Statesboro.
Never.
God, they're dumb. No, like they're stupid enough to do that.
Exactly.
They pull shit like that. They really
do.
They
got people like saying they should never move to FBS. They should stay in FCS. They should move back down.
They shouldn't have. They should
move back down. I'm like, damn, you guys are all over the place. You like 1 minute they're like, we're FBS, we're on our way to the P4. Next minute they're like, we should move down. Like, I don't know.
In what world does Trash Down South ever have a P4 invite? So I know what you're talking about, Tim, because I saw some of these comments, and one guy's like, we should have moved up back in 1990. And I'm like, even if TDS moved up in 1990, they'd probably be still bottom dwellers Conference USA right now.
They could be, yeah. I mean, it would be hard for them to get those higher level invites. It just would. Like, all the teams that are moving up are in pretty attractive markets, and I know everyone hates saying it, but it's kind of the truth.
Look at Boise State. Like that team came through and they were competitive like badasses for a number of years. I mean, like really, really good. And they still couldn't scratch the Pac-12's crotch until they only had 2 freaking
And then they're
teams
like,
left
"Come
in there.
here, we need you now."
Yeah,
Our nuts are getting itchy.
like I mean, and I don't even know if that was the right decision for them. But they know, yeah, Trash would have never made it. UCF is like the closest kind of thing, but Orlando is a much more attractive,
huge school.
Yeah, Statesboro is never getting called up, no matter how good they are, and they haven't been, and they just haven't been.
Right. And like,
and we're not, but they haven't been.
And
either,
like the one thing we learned, I guess, this week towards the tail end of the week, is that the contract negotiations between the agent for Clay Helton and Southern were epic because every year he gets a 1-year extension, basically. So, and his buyout went higher, right? A couple $1 million.
Yeah, it went from a 50% buyout to a 75% buyout, and like every year that he's been there, so he got a 5-year contract when he signed, and every year afterwards it just extends by 1 year naturally. So it's effectively a lifetime contract.
It's perpetual.
It's hilarious.
Idiots. My God,
I mean, there's got to be something in the contract that makes his buyout go down, because otherwise
they have a worse AD than us.
I mean, if it never goes down and only goes up, and he always has 5 years, how are you going to get rid of him?
Well, can you have a worse AD than someone who doesn't have an AD?
We have 2.
Yeah, and they fight against each other, so it's negative. No, I mean, like at this point, do we even have an athletic director with Charlie Cobb? Is he actually doing anything? Finally, Ben got on the bandwagon and wrote an article today on Panther Talk about why the hell do we not have 2 games scheduled for next season?
Why don't we? What did he say? What's the analysis say?
Well, obviously Tech canceled on us in this past off season, and then Ole Miss was supposed to be there, and they canceled, or they didn't cancel, but we found out late last year that whole game had been rescheduled. And Mike Holmes did call me out on Panther Talk. I was talking a lot of trash, but yeah, we did have 4 games scheduled for 2026, and then the Ole Miss thing got missed or changed. We did not address it, and then Tech canceled.
Now you got 2.
And we've done nothing. We are halfway through the 2025 season, and we're missing 2 out of conference games for 2026 season right now.
2 holes.
Do you know who is available? Are there any teams that have open?
Part of Ben's article today, he went through all the conferences and listed which teams are available.
Anything good?
And everything. And honestly, there's more available than you think there would be. But we need 2 of them. We need 2 of them. It's not just one. And I fully expect us. We already have a FCS team scheduled for 2026. I think it's North Carolina A&T. I could be wrong on that. I think that's who it is. I expect us to do another one, and I wouldn't be completely shocked if there wasn't a third. And why that's important for anybody that doesn't know is only one of those wins would count towards bowl eligibility.
I don't know.
So if you get another one, it's basically it's effectively an exhibition game for any more that you get. So I don't know what they're going to do. Ben still feels like we have to have a P4 away game every single season. I get the money. Yeah. I get it, but we don't have to. We don't have to.
I don't know. I have no idea how the budget works, but we don't raise money, so maybe that.
Well, we got paid.
We do have to.
We've already been paid $1 million by Tech to not play them next year. So that's our money game right there. We're not even playing it.
Sort of, because that was. I don't love that one, because basically that was like $1 million to go play them at their house, which is what we already did.
Right, it was a home and home, and we'll go play a game, and then now
right. And what it turned into was a single away game and $1 million, which is what it would have been anyway. You know what I'm saying?
I hear what you're saying, but from an accounting perspective, that money was already sunk, so now it's $1 million that we get paid for something else.
It's not any different than playing Alabama at Alabama for $1 million.
Well, they still owe us money.
Yeah, we need our money back,
and we need to put interest on that.
Yeah, that's right.
We need to get an interest ticker on how much money Alabama owes us for canceling that game during COVID. And at this point,
Interest and penalties.
$2 million.
Man. Like, sucks to be you.
Yeah. And we should use that. We should make them pay us that money and play the game. And we take that $2 million, $2.5 million, whatever it is, and we give it to Nick Saban to coach us for one game against them.
Well, and you had an interesting, speaking of like the AD and our athletic department in general being like, what are we doing? You noted that our school has started an agriculture program.
Cool.
Thank you, Ryan. Thank you for bringing it up. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Tell us a little about what you found
where
out.
in the concrete are we doing
Here's
that?
what I'll tell you. Here's what I'll tell you is when I got home from the game by way of Tim's house and then back to my house, which was a very long route to get home.
Yeah.
My wife did not find my upsetness about this as much as intense as I found it. Anyhow.
No one did, Dave. You were very upset. And rightfully so, but you kept saying stuff.
We got to the President Suite. Ryan, you and I had President Suite access, thankfully, through whatever. Tim got to come along with me because Timberly was there because he was flying solo this week and my wife was gone. So Timberly got to come into play. Anyhow, we get there.
I like Timothy better.
We get there and they're on the front of the little balcony and it's nice and everything. Front row view. We can stand and watch the game. Not to sit. It's awesome. And there's just wheat growing in front of our seats or space. And I look up and up there by the top level left of the video board where the big Coca-Cola bottle was and all that kind of crap that no one's been in forever because we don't have
been up there last game.
Wheat. There's
games ago.
There's just rows and rows of wheat growing. How the hell does wheat even get there? It took me how long? Less than 2 minutes to pull the wheat out of the President's Suite.
No, and what's funny is one of one of Blake's his assistant or somebody came down and was chatting up Norm, and he like looked down and he goes, what's all this? What is all this? And they're like, you don't know? You didn't go check? This wasn't part of like a school project or something? Like what do you mean?
Could have been.
Like, yeah, he's working for you.
It's over now.
And by this, what you meant was all the wheat I had pulled out and just thrown onto the patio, the balcony there. Yeah. So here's my idea, and I'm going to say it on here, which means I'm not going to do it because they'll know that because we know they listen, and they'll know that it's me. But I wanted to call every single like landscaping company in Atlanta and leave Cobb's email address as the response and say
the top deck.
We have some overgrown wheat in our stadium and we just need somebody to come in here and excavate it and just have them all show, like, hey, can you all be here Tuesday at 10 a.m. and here's my email address, here's my phone number, please show up, and just have them all.
You know what the sad part about all this is? It's just one of those it's not my job at government things. Like everyone's just looking at it, but no one will do anything about it. Right?
It is the most easy. How long did it take me? It took me 2 minutes. My drunk ass self. And we have pictures. Ryan focused the pictures.
I got pictures of your ass.
You focused the picture way more on my plumber's crack than you should have. But
no, it's just that was just there. That was just the pic. There's no focus. That's just what was there.
We could have moved the camera. Anyhow, why?
I didn't post it anywhere.
No, but I've got it. I'm gonna use AI to have make my shirt longer. So, but they have wheat growing in the stadium. By the way, I don't know. My thumbnail for this episode is going to be something about wheat growing, and I'm thinking about Ryan. I think you'll appreciate this one. Is the end of Avengers Infinity War where Thanos is walking around with his fingers through the grass, whatever. I would have Pounce's paw is walking
wheat
through
fields.
Wheat. Yes.
I was thinking more of like a Walking Dead type thing, where it's like, oh, everything's overgrown type of thing.
Sure.
Humans haven't been here in years.
Zombie Panthers going through massive wheat fields. All right, somebody text me that because I'll forget that before tomorrow. So
the funny thing is they just talked about putting advertisements in that area on the outside of the stadium.
Maybe we're gonna get an agricultural thing. Maybe
Well,
we're gonna be the next trash down south agricultural
I
school.
do know that they were kind of doing some planners up there a long time ago. I don't know what class or what group it was, or maybe there's a club that used the space, but there were people up there.
Like, so
There
somebody
were people up there like 2 or 3 games ago, and I was like, "Good lord, that shit's tall!" Like, no one's been up there to take it all out ever.
it is like literally we are just gift wrapping shit for our fans, our opposing fan bases to talk about. It's just come on, Ah, it's wheat. Just pull it out of the ground. Pull it out of the ground.
Well, and theoretically, that's where you have some of your bigger donors and stuff coming to hang out. Like that's what that suite is, I think. For I couldn't really say that for sure because, I mean, my other complaint was
And students.
I did not. Nobody that worked for the university approached me to say hello or anything. So I actually don't know why I was invited because I mean I'm thankful because like the food was good and the beer was free and that's awesome and if it was just a thank you that's cool. But I actually don't even know if it was just a thank you. I have no idea because no one said.
I wasn't invited either. So
And so I even that assistant that came and was talking to Norm, I very specifically said talk to Norm because he sort of walked away and I leaned over to Norm. I said, "Who is that?" And he goes, "You haven't met so and so?" And I was like,
No.
"Nope." And then he called him
Gosh,
over.
dang, Jiggy Willie.
He called him
How
back
did you
over
not
to
meet?
he called him back over to introduce him. And I'm
Gosh
like, "Well, he
darn.
could have just said hi, dude." Like I don't understand. Like I don't even know. Like I said, I don't know why I'm here. So yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's whatever. Like I said, I'm thankful that I got to go because free beer and at Woods Chapel and the ribs were good and
Props.
I didn't have the chicken, but the chicken looked pretty good.
Tall boys.
that's-
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't do that.
Oh,
but-
wait. Tropicana Tall Boys. That was
the
it.
jam.
That was on point right there. Yeah. Wheat the. Yeah.
You
That's
were
my-
like pretty deranged
take.
about that pretty much the entire game.
I don't know why you guys were not more deranged
Because
about
I already
it.
saw it the first game when I was in there. I was like, geez, they won't even clean up. I mean, they don't clean up anyway as it stands, right? They don't clean the restrooms.
It was not as bad as what was it 2 years ago where it was like the first 3 games they didn't clean up
stadium?
after us even like we went back
That's the
in
same-
and there was like still cups and food and stuff from the week before and I'm like
Well,
what
it's the
is
same
it?
thing from the basketball game at the box last year. Like the first game after the fall graduation ceremony, and we had some friends of ours or some connections of ours that just decided to go sit up in like the highest the nosebleeds there in the box, and they found like trash and programs and crap from the graduation ceremony that had happened like 7 days ago, just sitting up there. Had never been picked up, never been cleaned. Just get your shit together, guys.
Well, and well, I will say that happened. I think it was 2 years ago. It might have been last year. Everything blurs together. It didn't happen again. So they did clean that up. I think it was 2 years
It
ago.
was 2
They did
years
clean that
ago.
up, and it
I
didn't
am gonna
happen. It didn't happen multiple games in a row again, which is I'll
My
give credit.
graduation,
You know,
my graduation is December 18th. I'm gonna go stash some trash and see if it gets picked up.
I kind of wonder if the stadium 2 years ago, they're just like a movie theater employee. They're like, we'll just leave it. Just one show.
I'll see the broom. I'll sweep everything down one level, and then I'll go get the next level, the next movie showing. All right. Speaking of basketball, just a quick note: they're doing an open practice this Saturday during the tailgate pre-game at 10 a.m. at the box. You can go over there and watch them do a little shoot around, I guess, or whatever.
That's
They're having
cool.
a bunch of former basketball players are supposed to be at the game, I assume, at this shoot around. I think Devontae White, that's the name that stands out to me. But if you
That's
guys,
pretty cool.
you know,
All the basketball players can come stop by the tailgate afterwards.
for like that's a cool way to bring people who might not come for just football into the area, and then just be like, hey, stick around for the football game.
Free checks.
Come on over, and we've got this tailgate going, and you all have tickets because you showed up to this or something. Like that'd be cool.
right? Yeah, I definitely invite out to all the basketball players. If anybody wants to come by the State of Atlanta tailgate,
Yeah.
we'll be there. We're gonna have pizza.
It is the pizza game
It's pizza week
because it had to be, right? We're at a game.
So we were gonna do appetizers for App State, but then the Zabilias said pizza. And we can still do. I mean,
I'm still gonna do
like
something.
Other foods.
I like some
variety.
I like some wings or some meatballs before I have my pizza at a nice restaurant. Not nice restaurant, a pizzeria. So
you better some tables, chairs, waiters.
I might go breakfast, or something to see if I can, or brunch even. So like a pre-lunch pizza type thing.
Or we could bring some premium pizza toppings to like really up the scale.
That is usually welcome.
What I love about having the pizza tailgate with Larry and Fran is
variety.
They bring homemade dough. They have the pizza oven. They have the sauce. But their real thing is like, bring me whatever you brought and let's make a tailgate pizza. Like they'll put whatever you bring.
Chick-fil-A pizza. We did that one time. It was so good.
Yeah. And that's
the puppy
fun.
chow pizza, like I said last week, I think it still gets talked about in this house at least.
All right, I'm bringing the pineapple. I'm bringing the pineapple.
No, but I thought you said you liked pizza.
I had pineapple pizza last night.
Do you know what I'll bring? You know what I'm going to bring? I'm going to bring the wheat for the bread.
Yeah. No, we'll go to the stadium, get some wheat.
Ryan, you don't need to bring it. Just get early access and go harvest some wheat up there.
Dude,
and
don't tell everybody my secret. Come on, man.
Snip, cut some.
Take the easy way.
Ryan.
Sprinkle that wheat on top. Get it nice and crispy.
Now I just have to find a mill to mill it into flour.
Yeah. But yeah, that's the other crazy thing about it too. Is like we only have 2 games left after this. Where the hell did the schedule go? Where did the season go?
2
games. We have a Thursday night game.
Well,
and then we have,
which is basically no game.
And then we have the chili cook-off, and that's it. We're done.
That Tim will not be there for.
I love chili too.
Marshall. Tim, you can make your chili now, and you can freeze it, and I'll put it into a crock pot that day. But I may not put it into the crock pot until like 5 minutes before starting.
Be ice cold,
so that it's still frozen. I don't want to lose another time to somebody. So
I'm gonna do my Texas Red again. I'm gonna try.
I love it.
I'm gonna try it.
I love it.
Yeah.
And also, let's not skip over the fact that we have a Ryan Graham bachelor party tailgate for that South Alabama Thursday game. So
Thirsty Thursday.
If anybody has ever thought in their life, I want to give someone alcohol poisoning
this day,
that Thursday South Alabama game is the game to do it.
We're buying these. We've been buying these patches, like anti-hangover patch things, and I think they work okay. I've been testing them out, and the next day's been all right.
They have those buses that have like nurses that
IVs?
will do saline, and maybe we should get that for the Airbnb we're staying in, Ryan.
That sounds. Do you know I have such an irrational fear of needles. Like I just no way. Nope.
You're gonna
I'll be hungover. I will vomit on Becca during the wedding before I do that.
So we're doing it then, right?
Clearly. That's not true. I won't do that. I would have a shot before I did that, Becca. Babe, I would not.
Vomit to the side.
I wouldn't do that. She doesn't listen anymore, so it's okay. I can say things like that.
Oh, she tunes in.
Sometimes, sporadically. But I love you, baby. I'm not puking on you at the wedding.
You say that. You're gonna turn around and puke on me, aren't you?
Maybe. Oh man, but I don't know what I was gonna ask you guys. I there's a reason I didn't go to your house, Tim. And I think I woke up at like 2 a.m. and I was both ends.
Oof.
For like 3 hours or so, and then I was fine. So I know it was something I ate. I don't know what it was.
Yeah,
but
a whole day of adventurous foods to chalk that up to.
Yeah.
All right. There's a little last call something. I want to do one last thing before we head over there. Okay. We broke some news last week.
Yeah, we did
on the social medias. Thanks to one of our Patreon members. One of our Patreon members noticed on the facilities page of Georgia State, gsu.edu, take that, trashdownSouthFans.edu. On their facilities page, they have a little map of campus. You can go check out downtown. You can check out the Clarkson campus. You can check out the Sandy Springs. You can check out all the campuses. And you scroll on down to Summerhill, and they had a baseball stadium listed right there. And then a FOIA request later, we got some site plan information, and we have an idea about what the footprint of this baseball stadium is going to look like whenever the hell it gets made.
You said you saw like a tractor out there, on Saturday, right?
Not a tractor, but it was a little double wide contractor.
Like where the foreman sits and does their work or whatever. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
We're moving.
Yeah, it was out there on Saturday. So we're getting close to it, but we got a lot of information. So we know where it's going to be. It's not going to be on the exact footprint of Atlanta Fulton County Stadium, which we all accepted that. We all knew. We all knew that was going to be the case. It's just several feet offset to the east. Set up there, it looks like the Hank Aaron base, the home base plate we had from Atlanta Fulton County Stadium is going to be kind of a monument or a marker right there at the entrance of the stadium, because they have a panther head kind of outlining where that was going to be, which is super cool. If you're not going to have the stadium sit on that footprint,
next best thing.
A little marker of that, I'm happy with that. I'm super happy with that. It looks like the home bench and the visitor bench are swapped from what they are at Panthersville. We're going to have home bench on the first baseline where it should be, and the visitor bench on the third baseline, which the way that lays out, that means for these daytime games, the sunlight's coming directly in to the visitor bench. They're going to be blinded by everything, which also means the batters are blinded by it, but still, the bench is blinded.
All the batters will be, though.
Yeah, all the batters will be blinded by it, but the bench, the dugout, they're gonna be getting the heat the entire time.
True.
So that's cool.
We are sort of generally a hitting team, though, so that might suck.
Yeah,
we'll see. Yeah, that's a big question mark, because Panthersville has been a very good hitters park. We'll see how it goes. There's not a big wall. It looks like it's still chain link fence. That's going to be that outline wall there. No video board, but there will be a scoreboard. Yeah.
Y'all, I don't even care about the video board in the box like y'all do. So, I'm like, this is fine. I think they should get like an old school, like hang a little
like Boston
numbers, like have a guy out there, have an old guy out there just hanging numbers.
No, Ryan, that's there. There's going to be a score. There's a 36-foot scoreboard, but you say that we're into
don't put electricity to it.
Make it manual.
So here's the other thing I was saying: the way this thing is set up, the way I'm super excited about baseball stadium. I think it's great. Baseball belongs in downtown Atlanta. It's been gone for too many years. I'm excited about it. That being said, we still have that wall right there on the blue lot overlooking everything. To those magnolia trees where we tailgated for basketball games. Dude, let's just go tailgate hardcore for these baseball games and just look over that wall. We can watch the entire freaking game.
Free. And look, if we ever move off the bricks for football, maybe the Magnolias are our spot. Maybe we can work that out.
No, not even that. I'm just saying we could go to a baseball tailgate and have the best time of our lives and never have to see Eli at all, unless he's a tiny little bald speck gleaming off his bald head down there.
This guy does not. I mean, like, I saw him multiple times at the game during the tailgate and all that stuff. Walking around, he never swung by. It's like, so we don't see him anyway. I see him, he exists. I'll see him around, but I don't think he's gonna come say hi to me anymore. And I don't know what the athletic department looks like if there's no renewal by Charlie Cobb. So I would hope anyone looks at it and says, "Hey, people who are antagonizing the fan base probably shouldn't be in development." Cool. But we'll see, I guess.
And that's the sad part. The fan base is like 40 people, and we're I mean, we have 30 something Patreon members.
That's
That's
like
I was like, man,
80%.
maybe we're not the biggest donors, but like we know 10 of your biggest donors, and they are regulars at our tailgate. Like, what? Come on, man.
As one of our members has said, we may not be the biggest Georgia State fan out there, but we know who that person is. We're friends with that person. That
It's
person
like-
hangs
it's
out
like
with us.
cheer-
Yeah. So no, I'm excited about this baseball stadium. It looks like we're really close to breaking ground. Part of the other thing that we saw with the permit was they were still waiting for some things. They were supposed to finish up on this last Friday. So we may be seeing breaking ground within the next month or so, just based off of what Atlanta City permit says, not what Georgia State says. But we're probably not gonna see a single pitch thrown in the 2026 season. It's going to be 2027 before
One
we're
more
playing
Panthers
games
fan.
there.
Not too bad.
Is what it
I'm
is.
not, I mean,
Yeah.
okay, we all went into this thinking doom and gloom as far as the baseball stadium. At least I did, based on what I was hearing from sources, right? I'm actually not hating what they're doing. It's actually scaled down, sure, but there's enough there and you can build on it. There will be some chairback seats, it looks like, but the remainder is all bleachers.
So, well, I will temper you there, Tim. I know nothing more than you know, but what we saw was a site plan. It was not a structure plan. So while it does build out to have that,
I mean,
I would
the
be
structure site plan still shows just a little sliver of chairbacks on it.
Oh no, it looks great. I think because it goes out like what, like it has
From the top.
a single, there's a single section
Home
behind
plate.
a home
Yeah.
plate. Then it has
4
like
rows.
3 or 4 sections. I think one side has more than the other because it builds around. But I would say I would temper our expectations on what those seats look like in reality versus what it looks like in that site plan, only because they're building out a field that can support seatbacks. Doesn't mean we get them in the actual facility because
So
bleachers can
why
be.
would they put that in there? What's the point of adding seat backs in this image?
Well, if you listen again, if you listen to Ben, there have been cutbacks based off of what was approved.
it's on the
But this
list.
isn't approved. It's an easy way to cut back money if you go from seat backs to bleachers. But I don't know.
Fine.
I don't know.
I would
whatever.
hope
There's
they,
like those cool little places with umbrella. It looked like there were umbrellas or whatever, like with some like tables out near the outfield or whatever, and that looks cool. So you can always like set up your camping chairs out there. It looks like, and or get a seat at one of those tables if they do indeed exist. So I think bleachers are fine. I'm not mad about it.
No, I don't mind bleachers, but it'd be cool to get some chair backs, seat backs for
sure.
4
For sure.
rows. That's all. Like, honestly, it's probably more than enough.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, I know.
Oh, but maybe
One
like
thing-
a premium area just
Sure.
for people to donate. Like,
I'll buy
if
2
you can,
tickets
like,
in there.
get some money. Yeah, exactly. Somebody will.
One thing that I did learn about posting this little site plan thing was not to get into the politics of things or whatever, but those people that are
Government workers.
obsessed or sorry, I should not obsessed is a wrong word.
Mhm.
The people that are very interested in mass transit and city development and all of that kind of stuff
Yeah.
really hate when you post something that has a parking lot in downtown Atlanta. And all I want to reiterate to them was there was a lot more parking lot
Yeah, we're getting rid of parking lot.
before Georgia State started developing this
True.
area, before Carter
The
started
whole
developing this area. So I get it. Yeah, you still see in this site plan, you still show a lot of parking lot space. If you don't notice, that big, huge baseball stadium is replacing hundreds of existing parking spaces.
Right.
And we have 2 massive apartment complexes that have built in residential areas that are replacing hundreds of parking spaces. We're getting closer to whatever reality you live in about the way that downtown Atlanta is fully developed. We're getting closer than it was before. And to those of you that are going to go back and say how in the 1960s, the Summerhill area was graped by the city
Further back, but go ahead.
to build Atlanta Fulton County Stadium.
Yeah.
Okay, this is getting somewhat better than it was before. Come on. Don't just hate. I think these people are pre-programmed just to hate every single parking space they see. And it really, that and the wheat, I've had a bad week with
I think it's funny because we're removing parking spaces.
My week.
And the only parking spaces that have been added have been very dense. They've been a parking deck, one parking deck in a place that was nothing was there before.
People even asked to replace parking lot spaces with parking decks. And I'm like, yeah, we got one of those.
Yeah, we're doing that.
Right.
You're complaining, but that's what they did.
And that was built on a space that wasn't even a parking lot. That was just
wasn't anything.
It was just a dirt lot.
Yeah. And it's probably not very usable either because it's like right at that weird intersection of the highways.
Yeah.
Where, like the noise pollution there is probably terrible for like any kind of living. You don't want to put apartments there or anything. So
Tim, I feel like
I mean that neighborhood really does have a terrible history. It like really has been. No, I mean it's an interesting history. We almost I was thinking maybe off season we should have somebody on to talk about it because it's really interesting and we should love the neighborhood we're in and respect it and I think we are. That's my takeaway. I think we have been in a way that it hasn't been respected in a really long time and I think it's worth acknowledging that, you know?
I agree. I think that Georgia State acquisition of Turner Field and Carter's development of like what they took over like 60% of what we got, right?
I meant acknowledging that we're doing right by the neighborhood, not acknowledging that there was like a bad history. I wasn't criticizing that we weren't acknowledging that. I was saying we should acknowledge that we're doing right.
I agree. No, that's what I'm trying to emphasize was, Georgia State took over 40% of this property. Private developer taking over 60%, and over the past what has it been? Has it been
2017?
Almost 10 years now, 8-9 years now. We've seen a grocery store be built into an area that was a grocery desert before. We've seen retail develop. We have residents of there. We have this bus rapid transit line coming there.
Oh, that's where I was going with you.
Is this the best way it could have been? All things considered, no. But it's better than what it was, and we can all make it better. Let's stop hating on every single thing until you find out what the final product's going to be, and we'll get there.
No,
right.
we should figure out how to use that BRT, David. Remember we had that podcast episode 2 years ago? Probably.
I don't know how to use it. Yeah,
it doesn't exist yet.
But they screwed up traffic for freaking season of basketball, football.
It's still screwed
build
up,
it
right?
in there.
To build a bus lane, y'all. It's a lane. It's a lane.
And it really ruined that traffic. Leave it to Atlanta to find a way to take an area that was fine in traffic and make it worse.
It was designed to get traffic in and out, right? The whole place was designed to empty out after a baseball game.
We just want to keep you there. But I mean, unfortunately, it's a large football stadium and a baseball stadium and convocation center. You need parking. Sorry,
Atlanta
it's a reality.
It's still a car city. It's still a car city. So what is it? The city of Atlanta is like roughly 500,000 people that live in this city proper, right. And we're considered a city of what, 7.5 million people now. Yeah, people drive into the city. That's just the way it is. MARTA. You can complain all about how many parking spaces are in downtown Atlanta, but until we can get MARTA that addresses more spots of the city and goes further out into Metro Atlanta, that's the way it is. That's just the way it is. And I'm all for it. I'm all for it. Maybe it doesn't cost $1 billion to build one station. Let's figure that out.
Yeah. Is it still possible? I wonder if it's still possible we can fit the softball stadium next to the baseball stadium.
That was another thing that I meant to talk about until I got on my diatribe about these assholes on Twitter. It's wheat. Yeah, there was a dotted outline
Okay.
there in some of the things where
So
it
it's an
looks like they have a
option.
softball
It's an
stadium
option.
set up. Yeah,
I just
looks like
I
it'll
just looked at
fit.
this old render from Summerhill. Our baseball stadium is actually looking more like what this old render is, which is hilarious.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. All right, we've already hit an hour.
Oof.
I say let's hop off into the last call. There's a few more things I want to hit up on this area, specifically Panther Talk. And Thursday night, we're trying on social media to come up with a name for
Box.
this entire
The
sports
Boxville.
area of campus, and I think we have some comments we could probably make on that, and we can talk about other stuff and all the freaking transportation nerds. Yeah.
All right.
Tim, you want to take us out of here?
Thanks everyone for listening. We're gonna take a quick break. Let me get some wheat, stock our bevs, heading over last call.
Heyo.
If you liked your herd or you didn't, you can help us clear the wheat at the stadium by going to patreon.com/Stave Atlanta. You'll get live streaming access to last call, discounts on merch, group chat, wheat removal, breaking news, adult beverages at tailgates.
We need wheat shirts.
Become a fan of the show for just $5 a month. That's it. That's all it takes. We'd love to have you aboard. Say goodbye, guys.
Goodbye, guys.
Peace.